All right, how you guys doing? Hero here, and we are back. We are doing a Hunter Classic talent guide, if you will. All right, I'm kind of excited for this one. I love Hunter. It's what I'm going to be maining when Classic Hardcore Official comes out on Blizzard servers, hopefully a little bit later in August, because I'm going to be out of town at the end of July and the first week and a half of August, and I do not want it to launch while I'm not in town. All right, so because of that, all of you guys have to wait. All right, so I'm going to go through Hunter talent calculators. Okay, now our Hunter talent calculator. I'm going to go through 3 specs. Okay, now again, I'm doing this for hardcore. All right, so I'm not going to be talking about end game. I'm going to be talking about the leveling process. How you set yourself for end game is going to be based off of your plan once you hit 60. Do you plan on, going around and stirring up trouble with the Horde or the Alliance? Do you plan on going into dungeons and raids? Do you plan on hanging out in the world and farming and trying to get, items and materials for subsequent characters? What do you plan on doing is going to basically dictate the way you want to set up your character. However, for the leveling process, being hardcore, I recommend a beast mastery heavy build. Okay, now there are 2, actually I don't know if I said 3, 2 builds that I'm going to go through. All right, it's going to be beast mastery marksmanship, beast mastery survival. Okay, it's going to start off in beast mastery both times. All right, so let's just get the beast mastery part set up. All right, when you ding level 10, I'm going to go ahead and put 1 point into improved aspect of the hawk. Aspect of the hawk says, while aspect of the hawk is active, all normal range attacks have a 1% chance of increasing range attack speed by 30% for 12 seconds. Okay, putting 1 point in there is just so that it can trigger every once in a while. By no means is it going to trigger on every single fight. It may not even trigger on every single elite, but it will trigger more often than you actually believe. All right, 1% is actually not never, especially with how often you are attacking, and the faster the weapon, the more it's going to trigger. Though I definitely do not recommend you using a fast weapon, because that is going to lead to needing to hold a whole ton of arrows and or bullets. All right, so 1 point into Aspect of the Hawk and 4 points into endurance training, in my opinion, so that you can move down. All right, if you really want to go 2% into Aspect of the Hawk, I would recommend taking 1 point out of endurance training and go ahead and swap it for 1 point, 1 more point of improved Aspect of the Hawk. Really, what I'm getting at here is only allotting 5 points in here. The extra point in here is not going to make a huge difference. So if you really want this to trigger more often, then go ahead and put that point there. Okay, but in my opinion, no more than 5 points on these 2 combined. All right, next thing that you want to do is 3 points into thick hide. All right, now you got 2 more points to go. Thick hide, by the way, increasing your armor of your pets by 30% when you put 3 points in there. Okay, that's your #1 priority when you get to being able to put points on this tier. All right, now you got to increase the duration of Eyes of the Beast, increase dodge bonus of Aspect of the Monkey, or improved Revive Pet. Now, the way I would answer this question for you is, if you are doing a special challenge, or you really like melee attacking, I would definitely not put any points into here. If you love melee attacking and you are doing a special challenge where you're not using any ranged weapons, well, in that case, I wouldn't put any points into improved Aspect of the Hawk, but I put all 5 points into here. Not true, sorry. I would put 2 points into improved Aspect of the Monkey. But the thing about it is, putting points into improved Aspect of the Monkey is not really going to do anything. However, improved Revive Pet can definitely help you in a sticky situation. Okay, if you're in a situation and there's room enough between you and the enemy that you're fighting, and your pet goes down, if you know your pet's going to go down and you put enough distance between you and the enemies, the second it goes down, if you have the mana, you start casting improved revive pet, there's a chance you can get your pet up in time to get back into the fight. Okay, it's not a very high chance, but it can happen. It's definitely better than putting 2 points into improved aspect of the monkey. So frankly, I would just put 2 points into this no matter what. Now at your next level up, you're going to be level 20. Because of that, you getting aspect of the cheetah. The first point goes into bestial swiftness. Okay, definitely the next the next point goes into bestial swiftness no matter what, because you want to make sure that your pet is always by your side. If you have aspect of the cheetah, it's very, very possible for you to outrun your pet and for your pet to despawn, and you might get into a fight with an enemy and you might be trying to send your pet in using the hotkey and wondering, why is my pet not attacking? That's because your pet left you 15 minutes ago and you weren't paying attention. You completely forgot or just didn't even notice. So bestial swiftness, absolutely important, especially once you hit level 20. The next 4 points you're going to want to put into Unleashed Fury. Okay, 4 points only, and we'll get back to why. All right, so go ahead and put 4 points into Unleashed Fury. Once this happens, I definitely recommend doing 1 point into Improved Men Pet. It is going to give Men Pet a 15% chance of cleansing 1 curse, disease, magic, or poison effect from your pet each tick. 1 point is really all it takes. 15% chance is high enough for it to work all the time. Okay, not every single time it's a tick, but you know, almost every single time that you use the ability of Men Pet, one of those ticks, it's gonna remove one of those negative effects. So 1 point is all you really want to put there. Next, you want to put 3 points only. Never mind, 4 points only into Ferocity. Okay, and again, I'll tell you why. The goal is to move down. The second you're able to move down, move down. Don't worry, we will move back up. Okay, in this situation, the very next ability you want to get is Intimidation. Okay, Intimidation is your one stun that you have that your pet is able to do. It's great against casters. It is pretty much instantaneous. When you use it, your pet will stun the enemy. It also is a fantastic threat grabber. For instance, if you're fighting an elite and your growl fails and the enemy starts running your direction, you can either feign death, or I would save that for sure, use Intimidation. Okay, it'll stun the enemy, your pet will snatch threat, and things will be way easier from then on. So Intimidation right away. Your other choices are Spirit Bond. While your pet is active, you and your pet will regenerate 1% rather of total health every 10 seconds. Now, I wouldn't really recommend this. I'm trying to think of a reason why you might want to use it, but every 10 seconds is not reason enough to use it, in my opinion. So I would probably not put points into Spirit Bond. Definitely would recommend putting 2 points into Bestial Discipline. Bestial Discipline is extremely important, in my opinion. It increases the focus regeneration of your pets by 20%, especially if you have a cat, especially if you have like a Wind Serpent whose Lightning Breath takes 50 focus to use once. Honestly, for any pet, it doesn't really matter. Focus is your ability spender. Okay, not your ability spender, it's the way you spend your abilities. It's your mana, it's your rage, it's your energy. Okay, that's what focus is, and you want to have as much focus as possible and as fast as possible. 2 points into Bestial Discipline, absolutely necessary. Now, after this is why I left these blank. Now you go back up. I would go ahead and do 1 point in Ferocity before I put 1 point into Unleashed Fury, because that crit's really nice. And then I would put 1 point into Unleashed Fury. Now you go here and you put, see, this is a thing. All right. Frenzy, you can get a little bit, you can save a little bit with Frenzy. Okay. You can put 4 points into Frenzy. All right. Your pet at this point is attacking, you know, fast enough. Well, not necessarily fast enough, but yeah, it's attacking fast enough. And with ferocity, it's critting enough that Frenzy is going to be on almost permanently. So you can, depending on pet, definitely save a point there. If you're using something that has, this is the way I would do it. If you're using a pet that has Claw, since Claw does not have a cooldown and your pet can spam it and it's low budget and you have Bestial Discipline, if you have Claw, I would only put 1 point into, I'm sorry, I would save 1 point from Frenzy. If the pet you're using does not have it, I would tame one that does and put 4 points into Frenzy. Okay, then take that extra point. You could put another point into Improved Aspect of the Hawk if you want to. So now I have 3 out of 5. Or you can put 1 more point here so that you have 4 out of 5. See what I'm saying? Now Improved Aspect of the Hawk all of a sudden is a lot better. The key is to unlock Bestial Wrath the second you're able to and put 1 point into that. Send your pet into a rage, causing 50% additional damage for 18 seconds. While in rage, the beast does not feel pity or remorse or fear and cannot be stopped unless killed. Okay? This is an amazing ability. It's phenomenal. Pop it on elites. It only has a 2-minute cooldown. Your pet, especially if you're using a cat, is gonna be amazing. Okay? Now, this is going to be the base, the foundation, in my opinion, of the hardcore hunter build. This is where your build can actually branch off. So whether you go Beast Mastery Marksman, Beast Mastery Survival, this is where you can actually decide how you want the rest of your build to be. And you have 20 points. Really, you have 19 points, because once you hit 60, I mean, you're level cap. You're not trying to level anymore, right? So this is going to be the Marksman build. Okay, for Marksman, the reduction, reducing the mana cost of your shots and stings by 10% is kind of cool. Okay, if you're doing lots of dungeons and content like that, especially later on in the game, I'd probably use efficiency. Okay, because you're not going to be using improved concussive. You're not going to be using concussive shot as often. Just a normal concussive shot will suffice to keep enemies from running away fast in combat if they are runners in dungeons, runners in the open world. This will be fine. The 20% chance of having it stun is just not high enough, personally, in my opinion, to put points into it. I like putting points into efficiency. That's me. Okay, 10% reduction in shots and sting mana is pretty freaking good, and you're definitely going to notice it. Okay, right here you can choose to go Improved Hunter's Mark, or you can go crit. I would highly recommend, especially with Beast Mastery, where your pet is really godly, for you to be able to match yourself in kind and go lethal shots. 5 points into that, definitely. Your next point, in my opinion, has got to be aimed shot. Okay, you want to go aimed shot, and that gives you 9 points to play with. I don't really necessarily think that Hawkeye is really that important for you. We're not doing PvP for the most part. If you can manage your threat, if you've got a good pet and you know what you're doing, you should be good. If you want to, though, you sure can increase your range. I would probably, especially since I got the 10% here, I'd probably reduce the cooldown of my arcane shot by probably, let's see, 0.6 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, I'd probably just put all points into here personally. Okay. Now you have 5 points left. All right. Now what I would do probably in this situation is I would put my remaining points into mortal shots. That's just me. The bonus is really nice. I'd cap myself out there. This would be, you know, at this point I'm level 60. I'm doing really good damage. If I'm in the open world and, you know, I'm farming stuff like that, I'm really happy with this. You know, again, this is not something that I would take into raids. I would certain endgame dungeons I could take this into. I would feel comfortable taking this into certain endgame dungeons, but more than likely you'd probably want to go marksmanship once you hit level 60 if you're going to be doing dungeon raids. Okay, now survival. All right, now keeping this the way it is, like I said, if you're going to do survival instead. All right, I would definitely go right here. I would put 3 points into humanoid slaying and 2 points into monster slaying. Okay, now what this is going to do is this is going to increase your damage against humanoid targets by a flat 3%. A flat 3% damage bonus, honestly, is actually big from all sources. This is going to do the same thing for monsters, it says, and it's for beasts, giants, dragonkin. Okay, beasts, giants, and dragonkin. So basically between this and this, I believe that's every enemy except for I think the only one it's not is like undead. That's pretty much every enemy in the game, I believe. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, but I wouldn't put more than that personally. Okay, critical strike of raptor strike and mongoose bite, not necessarily really important in my opinion. Entrapment gives your immolation trap, frost trap, and explosive trap 5% chance to entrap the target, preventing them from move for 5 seconds. I mean, you might make a case that, I mean, out of all these three, I'd probably go ahead and put 2 points into savage strikes because of the fact that mongoose and mongoose bite has, I find myself critting with mongoose and raptor quite a bit. You have a lot of agility. Okay, you have a lot of agility naturally, a lot of crit naturally, so having the extra 20% is really nice. If an enemy comes near you and you have a nice hefty two-handed weapon, you're gonna hit it hard. It's gonna feel it. More than likely it'll finish it off. Okay, so I'd probably, honestly, with me, I would probably go ahead and put 2 points into this and 3 points into this. That's me. That's probably what I would do. But if you really want improved wing clip, you think that you're going to be doing like maybe like a lot of PvP in the world, open PvP, where you're going to try to like disrupt the horde or the alliance and go in and start attacking you know, little towns and, you know, little quest hubs and everything with a group of people once you guys get higher level, and see how many people are willing to risk their characters to fight back against you. If you're going to do something like that, yeah, maybe improved wing clip will be, you know, your speed. Or then again, maybe, you know, entrapment for the same exact reason, right? So that's really up to you. All right, now survivalist, increasing your total health is very good. However, deterrence is very nice to pop for having one more ability that increases your dodge and parry by 25% for 10 seconds is great, especially if you're doing what I just talked about. Okay, so that I would put a point into. Clever traps is fantastic. I'd probably put 2 points into that instead of putting extra point into survivalists. Make sure you got your 2 points into there. Then I would go ahead and put 2 points just so you can move down. At this point, you have 5 points left. You can, let me see, reduces the chance that your feigned death will be resisted by 2%. I would probably put my last 5 points into sure-footed and resisting of feigned death. Feigned death resisting sucks. Okay, it really sucks when it resists. So because of that, I would definitely put my 2 points there and 3 points into sure-footed, because it's going to be nice to have that extra hit chance, and it'll make it a lesser chance that your wing clip is going to be resisted. Okay, so this is a, you know, beast mastery slash survival spec. Honestly, out of the two, I would definitely go beast mastery marksman. Okay, definitely go beastmaster marksman. Okay, that's my recommendation. Now, I will say, if you are somebody that is going to do some kind of a challenge where you know, you're not going to be using ranged weapons and you're going to be the melee fighter and you're going to be up close and personal to the enemy, in that situation, I would probably do like I'd probably go with deflection. I would definitely go with 2 points here. I would probably go with 3 points here so I can move down. I would go with deterrence, 2 points in here, 1 point in survival, 2 points in survivalist rather, sorry, to move down. Definitely grab sure-footed, definitely grab improved feigned death, grab myself that counter attack. I would grab 3 points in the killer instinct. I might go back up here and, you know, put 1 more point into entrapment just to move down. Definitely increase my agility by 15% rather. Grab Wyvern's. Ooh, nope. I wouldn't grab Wyvern Sting, because if you're not using a ranged weapon, Wyvern Sting is not going to help you. Okay. I would have 21 points left. At this point, honestly, I'd probably see what I can do. Maybe some endurance training here. A little bit of improved aspect of the monkey, perhaps. 5 points into that. I would probably increase the damage that my pet's doing by 5% and increase grab improved men pet, and then 5 points into here and be done. Okay. If you're going to do that, where it's kind of like a melee spec, you want to go without a pet and you just want to be like an old school Beastmaster, like the, you know, the 80s film, the 80s flick Beastmaster was kind of like a poor man's He-Man. You know, you want your pet by your side, and, you know, you sitting there with a big old war axe or a two-handed sword or something like that, and you just want to go out there like King Kong, or like Conan rather, and just, you know, murk enemies. This would probably be a great, you would have a blast with this spec. Okay. Not going to get into rating, mainly because I have never really been one of those people that really gets deep into rating. So I don't want to give you false information. I only want to talk about the things that I have a lot of experience in and that I feel really confident in. And I know this is fun because I've done it. And I know I love the hell out of this one, because it's all I do. All right. I am definitely a hunter one trick, and this is why I always go heavy beast mastery, with the leftover in marksmanship, and I always use a gorilla. But I hope you guys like the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys like it, tell me what you liked about it. If you did not, don't be shy and let me know. I go live on Twitch all the time, twitch.tv/HeroVision. I will see you guys soon. If you guys did not yet, check out my last video, one of my last videos, which was a pet ranking tier list, okay? Where I went through and I ranked all of the pets, which ones were the worst and which ones were the best. And I am going to be doing a hunter's guide coming up here soon, filling in all the rest of the information about Hunter. And I hope to see you guys in the servers and on stream. Take care.